All right, what's going on, guys? I'm here getting ready for the Ohio season, and today I just wanted to hop on and I wanted to talk about my saddle setup for the 2023. I've added some things from last year. I've got rid of some things from last year, and I've kept some things from last year. Last year was my first full year hunting in a saddle, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's so nice being able to find that spot, and then it's, well, okay, the wind isn't perfect. Well, guess what? I'm not stuck in the same tree like you would be with, you know, some of the hang and hunt stuffs, or a climber that takes forever to get in and out, or you have to have the perfect tree. With my saddle, I can look at a small tree, a big tree, it doesn't really matter what kind of tree it is, and I can say, well, hey, the wind's going this way, I need to be here, and I can be there with my saddle. And I just wanted to hop on and I just wanted to share kind of how I like to run my saddle. So I run the tethered Phantom XL. I'm kind of in between. I'm like right on the exact fit for the regular, but with you know, some layers on or whatever, I decided to upgrade to the XL and go with the bigger one, and I really like it. It's super comfortable when I've got a big pair of bibs on, or I've got multiple base layers on. When it gets down to those colder temps, it still works and still fits wonderful. And when I'm just on my regular shorts, it fits great. I run the tethered 1 sticks. That's new for this year. Last year I ran some different sticks. They're a little bit heavier. I switched to these. Just picked them up actually last week. They came in the mail, and I am super impressed with them. And then I run the tethered platform. So how I like to kind of just set my saddle up is my left pouch. I have my lineman's rope, and that just kind of stays connected to my saddle. All I got to do is unzip that, throw it around the tree, and I'm climbing. New to this year, I picked up this little retractable bow clip, and I'm super excited to use it. You know, when you're sitting there with when you're pulling your bow up and it's that rope and it's hanging there, it gets caught up in the trees and everything else, it can be super, super annoying. And then it, heaven forbid, it wraps around a limb and you're sitting there pulling on it for 10 minutes, making a bunch of racket. This one just retracts right in and out of there. Super nice. Picked up off Amazon, actually. And then on my right side, I like to run my tether and the strap that's gonna go around the tree. I'm gonna hop up on the tree. I'm gonna show you guys how I like to set my ropes up, how I have them in my pouches, you know, just the kind of how the saddle is gonna work on the tree. But I run the tethered pouches. This one has the 3 little pockets on the front, and then this one just is 1 big pouch. So in these 3 front little pockets, little pouches here, I like to run my wind indicator, and I like to use milkweed. I know that's kind of, everybody's running milkweed. It's awesome. You can see, you know, you can see stuff with milkweed that you just can't see with those little puffer smoke bottles. But I love a little empty pill bottle for my milkweed. It's waterproof, it's super quiet, it's not taking up a ton of room, and you can get a ton of milkweed in these things. You can pack them just full. So I like to put that in my front pocket, and that's gonna be on my outside pocket, so it's easy to get to. I like checking my winds, I like making sure I'm good, and so I like it to be easy accessible. The middle pocket, I'm gonna run my bow clip. I just slide it in there. This thing's super lightweight, super nice. It clips right into my strap, and I'm good to hold my bow. It works great. And I picked that up, I think I picked this up from Amazon as well. And then in the far pocket, I just like 2 more little carabine clips. They're double-sided clips, and I'll hang my, you know, binoculars, grunt call, kind of just whatever that I don't want stuff down in my pack. Maybe I want to be able to get to it easy. I'm going to throw those in there, and it works out great. Moving on to my backpack. So this is exactly how I like to put it on, get out in the stand, take it off, and everything else. In the front, I put my platform, and normally I just run these straps through the 2 holes here, cinch it down. It works great. It's really kind of quiet because it stays away from everything. Nothing's clanging, but that just slides out like that. And there's your platform. Super easy to get off, super easy to put on. Pretty quick too. And then on the sides, these little side clamps that cinch down your back, I put my sticks. So I like to carry 1 stick on one side, and then I like to put 2 sticks on the other side. I run 3 sticks, and then I have in my pouch with my lineman's rope, I have a 2-step mobile aider that just goes on the top, which I'll show you guys once we get over to the tree. But then from there, you know, now my sticks, my backpack are off. I'm putting my sticks on my tree, put my backpack on, and I'm ready to climb up. But in my backpack, I'll show you guys kind of what all I carry. In this front zip pocket right here, I put my grunt call. This is just the Flexstone call. I've ran it for a while. Works good. It's not super expensive either, so it works out good. And this is a rattle bag from, I'm not even sure, it's pretty old. My dad gave it to me. Works great. Rattled in a couple really good bucks with this thing actually. But those two items fit perfect right in that front zip pocket right here. And then moving on to the second kind of bigger pocket, that's where I like to put my camera arm. This is a 4th Aero camera arm. This is new to me this year, but it's super light, it's super small, compact. As you can see, it slides right down in that backpack. I'm super excited to use that. And then I throw in my my fluid head as well. So that just goes right in the front pocket. And then in this little front zip pocket here, you can see, just unzips, I'll put a little Phillips screwdriver for camera mounts, stuff like that. An extra camera mount, and then my extra camera batteries. So they're all gonna go right into here in that front pocket. Easy accessible to get to. If I need to change something or if a battery dies, I can get to it quick. And when I get to the top of the tree, I'm on my platform, I'm ready to go. You know, I can get that camera arm out really quick, real easy, throw it on there, and I'm good to film. And then in the bottom of this, I love to have my dude wipes. When nature calls, these things are the ticket. They've got me out of a couple situations where I haven't had to cut a shirt sleeve or, you know, unfortunately waste a sock. We've all been there, but I like to put these in the bottom of the pack. I like to keep them there, and man, can they save you in a bad spot. But I like to throw them in there. And then in my main pocket, my big pocket, I threw this in here just to kind of show you the space. But this is the First Light Source jacket, fits down in there great. And then when I've got this, I like to put my camera on top of this because it's got a little bit of padding. I don't got to worry about my camera getting banged up as I'm hiking in or anything like that. But I can throw that in there. My camera would go in there. And then I like to throw this in there. This is the MVP from Tethered, and it is a lifesaver. I'll show you guys how I use this, but it just clips into your carabiner on your tether, and it's ready to go. This thing makes it so nice on those long sits when you're going to be sitting there, you know, 8, 9, 10, 12-hour days when you're daylight to dark. This thing is the ticket. You're going to want this. I mean, this makes it, I mean, this is a lifesaver. It really is. Moving on, I've got my knife that I like to carry and my saw. So good gutting knife is just a buck gutting knife. It's got a gut hook on it. And then this little saw. This is awesome. If you're on private land and you can cut stuff, it does make it nice if you just got a few little limbs to cut. But why I carry it is for when I'm gutting my deer and you got to split that pelvic bone, this little saw, you can saw right on it. It pops it really easy. Makes it nice. It's super quick. And this is something that I, you know, if I don't have it when I'm gutting a deer, I'm not happy. So I keep that in there. I like to have that. And then another thing that I like to carry is a backup release. This is something that I didn't always carry, and I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I dropped my release from the stand, hits the ground, and I'm like, crap, I gotta go get it. Climb all the way down, I'm halfway up, and I've got deer walking through. Now I gotta freeze, I can't shoot, my bow's up in the top, I'm midway climb, you know, I got deer around me, all because I dropped my stupid release. With this, having a backup in the bottom of your bag, it can save you. You know, if you forget your release at the house, or you're like me and you always leave it at the truck and have to turn around halfway to your stand or your tree and go get it. I've been there way too many times. This thing can save you. You throw it in the bottom of the pack, you forget about it. Makes it nice when you need it though. So that's just how I like to carry my pack. In this right side pocket here, I'll carry it. They're actually pretty big, but I like to carry a spare bow rope. You know, I have the retractable bow rope for this year, but I like to have this one just for if I'm hunting with buddies or I want to pull my backpack up, or my camera guy has a backpack that he wants to pull up. It makes it really nice just having a backup. And I mean, if for some reason, if that thing was if it was to fail or not work, you know, I've got the tried and true, just the rope and the carabiner. Works great. So I like to keep that in there. And then in this other pocket, I like to put my snacks in there. I don't have any in there right now, but that's where I'll put all my snacks. And then a lot of times I'll try to either put a thermos in there for some coffee, and then an Nalgene bottle with some water in there so I can stay hydrated and I get that coffee in the morning. But that's basically how I like to set up my pack and my saddle. That's how I'm gonna get to the tree. That's how I'm gonna get out of the tree. And that's, you know, this is the best setup for me. This is the Badlands Pursuit pack. And it's a kind of a small pack, but I mean, you guys can see you can hold a ton of gear in there, and it kind of keeps it compact. It keeps it nice. It's It's not super noisy. I mean, it's a little bit on the noisier side, but nothing that's gonna drive me nuts. But it makes it nice for a small pack. Now, there's kind of two downsides to this pack, to running this, and I really wouldn't say they're downsides. It's just two things that, you know, maybe you might not want. This isn't a frame pack. It doesn't have anything internal. You know, it's just a standard backpack, and then it doesn't have a hip belt. So I know a lot of guys, if you're hiking pretty far in, you know, the farthest hike that I'm probably going to be doing this year is about 2 miles. So, you know, I didn't think that a hip belt and a, you know, an internal frame or an external frame, I didn't think that it was really necessary for me. But if you guys are, you know, if you're going to be out west hunting and you're going, you know, more than 2 miles, or even if you just like to have that comfort, you know, that might be something that you're looking for. Maybe this pack isn't right for you. For my setup, you know, 2 miles is all I'm going to be doing. If I have to quarter a deer out, I'll get to the truck, I'll get a better frame pack. With this pack, you know, this is just going to be for my saddle hunting. I'm not going to be quartering out a deer and packing it out with this thing. But for what I'm going to use it for, it's going to work absolutely perfect. So I'm going to hop on the tree real quick, and I'm just going to kind of show you how I pack my pack, kind of why I do it, how I pack my saddle, how I do it, and then just kind of the process on how I do all of that stuff. So I'm gonna hop on the tree, and I'll see you guys then. All right, guys. So now that I'm at the tree, I'm going to show you. I've got one of the one sticks here, and basically for the video, this would just be my third stick. This would be my top stick. I've already come up off the ground basically, but I'm going to show you what I do at the base of the tree. So in my left pocket here, I've got it already clipped, is my lineman rope. So when I get to the tree, I'm going to pull this lineman rope out, and it's going to go just right around, throw that around like that. I'm going to clip into here, and I am ready to climb. So once I've got that all cinched up and ready to go, you know, you can pull that, loosen that as tight as you want it, get away from the tree and everything like that. In the bottom of this left pocket too, this is where I carry my two-step aider. So when I would get to the tree, I'm going to pull my lineman rope out. When I get it all set up, I'm going to take my two-step aider, and this just goes on the top here, and this just loops over like this. Obviously that would hang down a lot farther. I'd be able to put it up, you know, way up here, and that starts me out. And then what's nice about this is I can pull these off like this, and I just grab this, pull this up like this, put it around my neck, climb up to the next stick, throw this on there, put this around my neck, put my stick up, hook these, and then I can climb up more. So this just gets me a little bit higher, and then these just loop right through these sticks and onto there like that. It's super quick, super easy, and you're ready to go. You know, you're gonna get probably that basically gives you a whole stick in between your actual sticks. But that's what I would do at the base of the tree, and how I would start climbing, just like that. Now, once I'm at my last stick, you know, I've already climbed all the way up. I'm already set up, or I'm getting set up. I've got my platform up, and I'm gonna step into my platform. Make sure this is attached. Some guys like to keep their tethered rope attached. I think as long as you're on this, you're good to go. Step over, and this tree's a little bit short, but this is, you know, the setup. I need to get some of those quick slides. Right now I just have it looped, but now that I'm in the tree, I can lean up against this, and in my right pouch, what I have here is where I keep my tether. So that pulls out, and that's always in the top of my right pouch. So that's the first thing to go in, the last thing to go in. That just loops around the tree, really quick and easy. I'll get it out of these sticks, but loops around real quick, easy. Throw that through there and pull it closed. Now how good you guys can see that with these tree branches, but it works. So that goes right there. Got my bridge here, and that connects into this bridge. So my tether connects into my bridge, and I've been connected to the tree the entire time I've climbed. So from the time that I left the ground to the time that I come back to the ground, I will be connected to the tree. So I know a lot of guys are worried about this stuff and think, oh, you know, is it super safe? I'm connected to the tree. You know, I'm never not, I never don't not have a rope on the tree. Break this out of the way. But from here, once I have this connected, and I would put this a lot higher, I like mine about forehead height. It's all varying on, you know, what's comfortable for you. Once I have this connected though, just take my right clip, disconnect that, and that is gonna go right back in my pouch, still connected to my saddle. So that way it's a lot faster, it's a lot easier, and it stays connected the entire time. I never have to worry about, oh, you know, which end's on my left, which end's on my right. It's already connected, ready to go. Cinch that back down. Now, the next thing that comes out will be my holder for everything. I like to run that just under my tether. It just kind of works out a lot better that way, I think. And then this just runs right through itself. And this is where I'm gonna hang my bow. This is where I'm gonna hang my backpack. This is where everything is gonna go. And that connects to itself right onto the tree. Just like that. And this is how I like to have mine too. I like to have this part that dangles down. I like to have it really close. And that's just gonna sit just like that. Now I'm ready to take my backpack off. So that's where these clips come into play. Normally I would have my bow, it'd be sitting on the ground. You wanna get that thing up as fast as you can for that buck to come in. Take my bow hook out, I'm gonna hook it on my left side. And that makes it nice because I'm a right-handed shooter. So if my bow's right here, I can grab it. You know, when I'm setting up, most of my shots are gonna be right here. Obviously I can shoot over there, but I'm expecting a shot to be on my left side. So if my bow's right here, I can grab it, I can pull back and I'm ready to shoot. But once my bow hanger's up right now, I would have this little retractable. I'd pull my bow up and I would hang it. I'd get my arrow ready and everything. And that's gonna be the first thing I do when I get to the top of the tree, because I wanna be ready to shoot and I wanna be ready to hunt as soon as I'm up. So once I have my bow up, I take my pack off, and that's where this top carabiner comes into play. This makes it super nice. You just throw this right here, it's a double-sided carabiner, and boom, you're done. I like to put that right there. You know, this is gonna be my tougher shot. I can still pull it off, but what's nice about having it so close is, well, guess what? Now I can get to all of my stuff. Next thing I'm grabbing will be my camera arm. So I've got my bow up, my pack's clipped in, I'm comfortable where I want to be. Now I got to get that camera arm out. That slides right out of that front pocket, perfect. Set that up, and I'm going to put this down kind of low. I kind of like it really close to my knees, honestly. So if my knees are right there, I'm just going to straddle the tree, kind of hold the arm with my arm and my legs, and I'm going to bring that just right around the tree. Make sure that it doesn't have this rope connected to it, because you're not gonna be able to adjust your tether if it is. So I've done that a few times. You just got to unstrap it. And with this tree, it's kind of more ideal because it's not super big around. Obviously with bigger trees it's a little bit tougher, but I would get that set up just like that and it would be ready to go. So bring that out, and I need to get my I need to get all my stuff stealth stripped. My stealth strip, I actually got some coming. It's just not here yet. So once it gets all strapped up, I won't have to worry about it. So now run this through this. And I'm being pretty noisy right now. I'm not too worried about it for the video. However, you know, when I'm hunting that buck and I'm close to his bedroom, I'm gonna be a lot quieter. I'm not gonna be making as much noise. But for just being quick with the video. So, pull that through. And like I said, I like to keep it low because it just stays out of your way. You don't have to worry about it too much. Slide that through like that. Once it's on the tree good, ratchet it a few times, and you're good to go. And what's nice about keeping that low like that, and it's kind of tucked in, is you can have your camera rolling and ready to go, and it's out of your way. You know, I can still draw and I can still shoot and I can see what I have on camera. You know, a lot of my shots are going to be right here to right here. Well, if my camera's sitting right here I can see those shots, well, I don't have to worry about it. I know, you know, where I'm shooting, and I'm good to go. So, and this, normally this is about as far as I like to be away from the tree, because I can still come down. I've got the First Light pants that have the knee pads built in. They go right up against the tree. It makes it super comfortable, and it's honestly really sturdy. I mean, you can sit there, lean on both knees, and you can be back here. You can shoot here, you need to turn, you can pivot, you can shoot behind you. And then a lot of guys, they like the step behind method, where you just come around like this. Now I'm standing this way, my strap's out of my way, I've got my bow, and now I can shoot all the way around the tree like this as well. So if you don't get that ideal shot, or that buck comes in from an unexpected direction, you can still shoot. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I love my tethered saddle. I don't have to worry about, oh, you know, that buck might come from this way or that buck might come from that way. I can shoot 360 degrees all the way around the tree. Makes it nice. It's super lightweight. Everything perfect in my pouches. It all comes out in order, and I'm gonna put it away in order. So when it gets dark and I'm ready to climb down, I'm gonna take my bow off, I'm gonna lower that to the ground. It's dark, I can't shoot. That's the first thing I'm taking away. Then I'm gonna get my clips off. I'm gonna put this back in there. My camera arm's gonna come off. It's gonna slide in there. My camera's gonna be put away. And then I'm gonna start my climb down. So at that point, everything's off the tree other than my platform and my sticks. And then I'm still tied into this. So, you know, I would have this unhooked, ready to go, and ready to climb down. All of my stuff would be in there. I got my backpack on my back. None of this stuff would be on the tree. And at that point, I'm gonna pull my lineman rope back out just to stay 100% connected. And I'm still connected to the tree with my tether. But once I get my lineman rope back out, I'm gonna throw that back around the tree. And I mean, none of this stuff would be on the tree. It would all be put away. And now I'm still connected to the tree. I'm good to go ahead and disconnect from this, and I can start my descent. So that's pretty much how I'm gonna run my saddle. That's why I have everything in my pouches in the order that I do. And then once I get back to the ground, I'm gonna disconnect my lineman rope. I'm gonna put my aider in the bottom of my left pouch, put my lineman rope in my left pouch, still connected to my saddle, and I'm good to get out of there. I'll put my platform on my backpack, I'll put my sticks on my backpack, and I'm out. The whole thing, you know, it's pretty quick. You can get in and out of there pretty fast, pretty quiet. You don't have to worry about, you know, making a ton of noise. Obviously, in a hunting situation, I'd be a lot quieter with my sticks, my platform, and my camera arm. I'd be a lot quieter. I'm gonna wrap it in some stealth strip as well. But for a mobile hunting setup, you really can't beat the tethered Phantom and the Predator platform. The saddle's super comfortable. One thing I did want to show you guys, I'll bring it out real quick, that I keep in my backpack is that MVP recliner. That thing makes, like I said, all day sits that much more comfortable. So you can take this right here and it just goes right around your back. Pretty nice. And then it's just gonna clip right into your carabiner. So you can come here, loosen up your carabiner, and it's gonna clip straight in with your bridge. So once I have that connected, boom, I'm right there. And this thing, like I said, guys, this thing can save you on those long sits. A lot of times I have these extra straps tucked away and pulled in nice when I'm hunting, so I don't have to worry about it. But this thing can save your back on those long sits. You can adjust it, you can make it super tight, you can bring it here, it adjusts, you know, way out. But what I love about this is when you're out there and you've got that 12-hour sit, sitting daylight to dark, and you've got it like this, you can put your knees up against the tree, bring this right up under your armpits, cinch it down where it's pretty tight, and then you're resting. Obviously my knees would basically be up against the tree with knee pads, but I can sit here for a long time, very comfortable. I'm completely reclined. I mean, I'm pretty much in a lazy boy recliner at the house. But you're sitting here, and what's nice about this is that big buck comes in, you know, you can touch this if you want to, you can loosen them. I don't even loosen them. I get them to where I like it, and then, oh, I'm going to grab my bow. That's going to drop down. As soon as I lean a little bit forward and take that pressure off of it, that's going to drop down around my mid torso. As soon as I grab my bow, well, now it's completely out of my way. And you can still spin and pivot any direction you need to. You can still pull up on the tree and turn if you need to. It's completely out of the way. But when you're sitting there for 6, 7, 8 hours, man, it makes it nice. You can just lean up against it like this. You're looking, you know, you're very comfortable. And that's probably the biggest thing that I hear is when I tell guys, oh, I'm saddle hunting, and they're like, oh, that must not be comfortable. And I'm like, really? I like it more. I don't ever have to worry about, well, you know, my knees are way up here in a stand. And something that I've noticed as well is just with concealment, if you look at a tree and you see somebody in there and the leaves are off of it and they're in a stand, and I've tested this. I sat about 150, 200 yards away from my dad, and I'm glassing him, and I can see him in the stand, and I really couldn't see his upper body, but what I could see was his legs coming straight out like this and making a 90. There's nothing, I mean, you've got some weird branches on a tree every now and then, but there's not a lot of branches that come straight out and drop at a 90. And that was what I saw, was that 90. I saw his thighs going down onto his legs and his calves. I could see those plain as day. He's glassing for me. He couldn't see me at all because I was in a pin oak. A lot of the limbs were pretty much exactly how I am, and he couldn't see me at all. Let this truck go by. But he couldn't see me at all, and it was just the way that I was standing. I blended in with... He's hammering it. He's letting it have it. There goes that gas money, I guess. All right, we're back. We had a little technical difficulty. The Camry battery died. Guys, that's basically just going to be my saddle setup. That's how I'm going to climb the tree. That's how I'm going to, you know, set everything up. That's why I have my pouches the way that I do. And I'm excited for this year. Most of my sits this year are going to be, it's going to be a lot of public land hunting. And I'm going to be in my tethered stuff. I love this stuff. This is what I used all last year. Made some tweaks to the kit, bought some sticks, got a new camera arm, same backpack that I'm using, but I'm just really excited to get to it, guys. I think we've got 1 week, and I'll be in Kentucky filming my buddy Landon, chasing some velvet bucks. So we're fired up for that. We got dove season coming in the same day, so we've got dove in the morning, and then we're going to chase Kentucky velvet bucks that evening. It's gonna be an awesome day. But be looking forward to some dove hunting videos, probably some more gear stuff. I'm gonna break down my First Light stuff and kind of tell you guys and show you guys my layering system. And then deer season will be here in Ohio towards the end of September. So we've got some early goose coming up, maybe some teal if we can find some birds. We don't have a ton around here, but the content should be rolling from here. So now that the summer kind of lull is gone for me, I'll be jumping around, bouncing around, hunting some different states, hunting some different animals. And yeah, we're excited to get rolling here in Ohio, but until then we'll be chasing in Kentucky. So be looking forward to the content, guys, and I appreciate it. And just don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned for more content. See you guys.